Let's dig into the Healy thing, where you mentioned it feels like it may have been a mistake now, and that's what it feels like. And yet, when you sort of look back to that time or the circumstances surrounding his departure, I don't know if it's even fair to frame it as a mistake by Munster, insofar as they had them three very good out halves. They're not going to get rid of Joey Carberry, who's contracted to them. At that time, they felt in better form than Ben Healy anyway, as was Jack Crowley. And when Healy went to Munster and said, like, where do you see me? He was probably told, we see you at the moment as third choice. And he decided to feck off. And it's like, that's how things work. And then things change and it feels like a mistake now. But I don't think there's anybody to blame for it, maybe, apart from Ben Healy getting better at rugby over the last few months again.
No, and I wouldn't change my opinion at the time. My sense was that Crowley has this really high ceiling. Obviously, Carberry, as you say, is in contract. But I can see how people might perceive it like that from the outside, who don't follow it as closely, maybe weren't around that debate at the time, and just think, wow, this guy's really good. Why is he leaving Munster? And he is really good, and he keeps getting better is the thing. And that's why he felt, I got to go here. I got to back myself, because I'm not being fully backed where I am by Munster and obviously by Ireland as well. And he spoke to Andy Farrell and had that discussion, and he realised the opportunities weren't going to be there for him. So away he goes to Scotland, and they've got themselves a really good player. And it's so interesting that all the bits where there were maybe question marks around his game, like his ability to pick out passes, his ability to throw those passes or find that attacking space, like they're most of the standout moments of his game now, really, as well as the obvious kicking strengths. He's a much more complete player maybe than many of us, and I'll put myself in that bracket, so I'll put my hand up, presume that he could be, I think there was a lot of sense that he almost got close to his ceiling in terms of what he could push his potential to, but he keeps driving it on. So absolutely massive credit to him. He's been really composed and calm and clearly really positive since, he's decided to leave Munster. It's not a case of waiting for his move. He's wanting to leave the biggest imprint he possibly can. And he's doing that to the extent that, honestly, he probably deserves to start the quarter-final when they play against Glasgow. Because Crowley hasn't been at his best the last 2 weeks. He made a lot of errors in the first half of this game again, and Healy's the form man, so it would just be a kind of crazy scenario, wouldn't it? But what a way for Healy to show people maybe that they made a mistake and that he's going to keep getting better.
What are your thoughts on that entire situation?
Look, I think it played out. I think the way it played out was no one made any mistakes, really. I mean, I think, the chat with Farrell, you couldn't, Crowley was and was perceived to be better at the time, more rounded. Both of them have, I think, high level of mental strength and character. So, and Jack looked to be more suitable to playing that running game, to be honest. And he still has to prove that, but I think he's made big strides in that. But I don't know if I would still pick Jack Crowley over him today. So if you're looking to build a running game, and probably if I wanted someone to kick a conversion in the last minute, or manage a game, I would pick Ben Healy. And I think what you're seeing is someone who's high in confidence. An amazing mental strength to be able to deal with everything that happened to him this year. You know what I mean? To come back to Munster, having signed for someone else, and play a key role in leaving. Like if someone like Dan Bigger did that, he was still saying, "Wow, fair play." You know what I mean? But to do it at his age, and also, I think, to be honest, at the time it all happened, Joey was still very much, the number one or very close in form to Jack Crowley. It wasn't clear that Jack was going to jump past him. So I think circumstances, the way they've played, have fallen, make it look like a poor decision. But I don't think anyone's any blame. There's no one to blame in this. It's just the way it's the talent they had at their disposal. Contract as well. Obviously, Joey was under contract. He was, still in the Irish squad. And yeah, it's just one of those things. But fair play to Ben Healy. I think he deserves massive credit for how he's performed through all this, and best of luck to him. Hopefully he doesn't cost Irish provinces or Ireland too many wins when he's playing in a different colour.